Starting off with mortgages, what are the most obvious blind spots?
It's coming to see us too late. We find that a lot of clients have put an offer in and then they come and see us. I need a mortgage. My offer's been accepted. What we would prefer is, of course, come and see us before you're going to put that offer in, because if there are going to be any challenges, obstacles in the way, or circumstances that they're not aware of, we can start working on it straight away.
There's the downside of that, though, that if you put an offer in on a property that you're somewhat legally bound, and then kind of praying that you get your mortgage in place is a bad strategy. Really, it should be that you go talk to a mortgage advisor first, and that's where you kind of figure out affordability.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's not just about affordability. Sometimes clients are not aware that there's a blip on their credit rating. Sometimes clients are not aware the fact that they've just taken out a personal loan is actually going to hinder their affordability going forward. Not always the case, but those sort of things do matter and can play a part. So with that example, it could affect whether you can borrow the full amount you want, or it's going to drop a little bit to what you do need. And that means, of course, having a slightly higher deposit, a different interest rate. So all these things that sometimes you don't think about. The other area that a lot of clients miss is the additional costs that go with purchasing a property. The broker fees, the legal fees, the arrangement fees, the moving costs, stamp duty. Sometimes these are missed. You've got to factor these in. Too often it's, I've got the deposit, I know the blanket, how much I can borrow, this times my multiple income. That's just a template, but there's a lot of other factors, a lot of other formulas that lenders use to decide what your borrowing capacity is.
So have you ever stopped anybody from like standing in dog dirt on the street and being like, hey, you're about to apply for this personal loan. You're also talking to me about a mortgage. Chill out on the loan for now. Let's get the mortgage through and then we can figure the loan out later on, because effectively they'd have like two parallel credit applications happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And the smaller one could hinder the larger one.
Absolutely. So we've had these sensitive conversations, and only rightly so. And that's why I go back to speak to an independent advisor first, so you know your scope. Anything in the background, he, she, they will be able to work out for you, so that you are armed fully and confident that this will go through, because I've done my homework first. So what's that phrase? You don't plan to fail, you fail to plan.